to travel the whole world with you. I won't ever lose. When I die, I'll grow a flower or two to light up the tomb. And you and I will be recorded in paintings. Commanders of the stars, the gods will be waiting. Remember when you said you'd stay here forever?
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Infatuasian podcast. So if you follow this podcast, you should know by now, I have a little bit of an obsession with K-pop right now. You know, we do an episode at, I don't know, it seems like once a month on K-pop. And so I'm always curious about the industry, and I'm always, trying to learn more about it. Would it surprise y'all out there if you knew that a good portion of the songs that you hear in K-pop are actually written outside of Korea? Well, we have a little sneak peek into that industry today from a songwriter's perspective. We are speaking with singer-songwriter Sofia K today. Sofia has co-written some songs for some of the biggest names in K-pop. I don't know, have you heard of Twice? Maybe Girls' Generation? And she also co-wrote the smash hit Sugar Rush Ride by Tomorrow by Together, or we like to say TXT. Sofia has written and performs her own music as well, which is super fun. We're going to listen to a little bit of that today. And so I hope you all check her out wherever you can. It is my pleasure to welcome to the show, Sofia K. Hey, Sofia.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming along. So we're on summer break right now. Is that's what's happening?
Yes, it is. It is wonderful. No more
Awesome.
finals, no more 4,000 word essays, just music.
And where are you calling in from?
I'm in Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What's the weather like today? You look like you're getting some sun. You
Yeah.
gotta.
Well, I was out all day today because I was actually doing a photo shoot for cover art for the next single, my next.
Nice.
So I was actually in a park all day. So that's probably.
Nice. And we like to greet our guests in the Asian way. So, Sofia, have you eaten yet?
I have actually not much. Sorry to disappoint.
That's
I
okay.
have some tea here. I had a scone and more tea.
And you're a couple hours ahead, so dinner's not that far away for you.
No, it's not. I'm very excited.
All right. So, a little bit more about you. So, born in Toronto?
Yeah, born in Toronto.
So just curious. So, Sofia, we are the Infatuasian podcast. Do you have any Asian roots?
Yeah, I do. I'm half Korean and half Italian. So
Nice. It's like Toronto is pretty multicultural, right? Like when you're in school, there's pretty much everyone in your classroom with you.
yeah, no, for sure. I think that's like one of Toronto's biggest strengths. So it's definitely a background that's a product of that.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun. We talked to a young man who was in the movie Turning Red, and his family is from Toronto, and he was talking about how Toronto is great, and that it showed up in that movie, and it was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like Toronto's food is amazing because of the multicultural, like you can just find any sort of food and it's all amazing. So
Nice. What's fun is that also if you read a little bit about Sofia online, you can find out that she comes from a musical family. Were you playing piano when you were 3 or guitar when you were 2?
yeah, no, for sure. Growing up, I've always been listening to great music in this house. Yeah, my dad's a musician, so he showed me a lot of like music like growing up, and the first band I've ever listened to was the Beatles when I was 2 years old. So a great introduction.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been playing guitar and piano for a long time. Those are like my two main instruments.
Uh-huh. Was there any doubt in your teenage mind that you were going to do something with music, or was that a given? Was that pretty much a given from birth?
I think it was definitely a given, just because it's always just been the way that I express myself and like understand the world around me. I feel like if I didn't do music, I would be a very sad person. I kind of do it because I can't not do it.
Right.
So it's definitely, I mean, music is literally my whole life. Whenever I come home, I just right away turn on music, and it's like the soundtrack to me making dinner or something. So
Yeah, yeah.
it I feel like for a lot of people, it's like something, it's like core to the way they experience the world. And like it's helped like songs, like listening to music and also writing my own music has helped me get through a lot of like tough situations in my life. It's like therapeutic
Sure.
that way. So it was never, there was no question. I was always just like, yeah, I want to do music. I'm going to do that.
So I read that you started super young and were entering songwriting contests in your early teens. Maybe not even teens. Were you like 12 or 13 when you started entering songwriting contests?
Yeah, it was very young. I mean, I've been writing music, like songs since I was like maybe 6 or 7. But it was,
Were you even like writing? Do you even know how to write it?
yeah, like
Really?
I was like, I would think of like melodies and like lyrics and like it was kind of just something that I naturally wanted to do and felt like I was good at. And I just, once I started, I just didn't stop. So I started, actually, it was my dad who started submitting my songs into like online songwriting competitions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it was a great start and also great for like I guess just like some sort of validation. Like I did place and like I guess some of them there were some categories like I won and I was like, okay, so what I'm doing isn't just something that I like to listen to, like
Yeah,
something that
yeah.
I could do.
And you're not competing against kids, right? You're competing against grown people, like
Yeah.
composers,
Yeah.
actual, people in the industry, and you're just an 11, 12-year-old submitting these songs.
Yeah, so it was, yeah, for sure. It was definitely like just a very nice kind of first push to into the
Hmm.
industry and kind of it's also great because like anybody can do it. It's very accessible. So anybody can just like if they write a song and they like it, record it,
Yeah,
submit it, the demo. So yeah, great for like visibility and stuff.
yeah. And it worked, and some people heard it, and they signed you. I don't even know how that works. So like
Oh yeah. So to the point of like getting your music out there and like the visibility point, it was actually a songwriting competition that my publisher discovered, one of my songs when I was 12 and signed me when I was 14. Yeah.
amazing, amazing. So while other kids are worrying about algebra and pimples on their face, you're talking to agents and you're
I
talking.
I was definitely still worrying about those things
Okay.
at age.
Okay, so you're writing for these song contests and you're getting picked up by a publisher, but somehow you get involved with K-pop. Have you been involved with K-pop? I mean, have you been a fan of K-pop for a long time?
Yeah, I actually like I was such a super fan of like BTS when I was like
Oh.
in school. Like it's been a long lasting love with like K-pop music and just the
Hmm.
performances and just the production. Like it's just spectacular.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I definitely I basically I think if I'm remembering correctly, I was like in grade 6 and like I heard I Need You by BTS on Instagram and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And then the rest was history.
Has your dad been surprised at all with the industry? Like, because he's old enough, like me, to kind of know when we never saw Asian music or Asian artists over here in the States, but then all of a sudden, I don't know even exactly when it happened, but all of a sudden they start playing BTS on like your local pop radio and you start seeing them on TV and Good Morning America. Has that surprised your family at all? Yeah, like your Korean side of the
Oh my
family at
goodness.
all?
I feel like it's almost like surprised me because I guess like there's always that sort of question of like Asian visibility and like representation
Uh-huh.
and like in the mainstream, like especially like in the West, like that has been scarce. So it's been very like moving to see K-pop reach such a global stage. I think just as like a to see people who like look like me, like I'm like, wow, like okay,
Uh-huh.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
really cool. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think like definitely it's been just really, really cool seeing it take off the way it has.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we talk about the process a little bit? So maybe your publisher comes up to you or he says, "Hey, we'd like to get a song out to someone in Korea." What's your end of it look like? Like what do you start with?
Okay, good question. I think so it happens many different ways. Like I could write it from scratch. So there have been times like um, a K-pop company will reach out to me and my publisher and be like, hey, like we want this kind of song for this specific artist. And I'll be like,
Mm.
cool. And I'll like go down to the studio and like write and produce a song from scratch. Um, and then it could also be like co-writing, obviously, like with other producers and other artists, and like other songwriters in a room and just like banging out a song like that. Um,
Mm.
or I can also do this thing called top lining, which is basically when like, let's say I'll just get a track from another producer and write all the lyrics and melodies, and then that'll be sent off.
Do they give you direction? Do they kind of like, okay, we want kind of a fierce theme, or we want more of a girly theme? Do they give you kind of
Yeah,
directions like that?
they definitely do. That's you
Okay.
actually have like some token words right there. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
it's definitely I mean, I guess like there's never one way to go about it. I think like there's always like exceptions or like many different ways for these songs to like um be like formed and shaped, especially like concept wise. Um but yeah, there's it's definitely typical for a company to like have a set direction and be like, we want a song that sounds like this kind of mood, have this sort of mood, or like be in this
Mm.
sort of genre, for like this specific concept. And it's always fun to like dive into those because you're like, okay, it's kind of like
Yeah.
a brain exercise. Like, let's see.
Like challenge, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been to any live performances of your songs by a big, huge K-pop artist?
That's such a great question. I wish I could say yes. I think that's something that I hope will happen in the future. Um,
Yeah.
but as of yet, no.
Yeah, I saw there's an American songwriter and she wrote Moonlight Sunrise by Twice and she got to see them live and yeah, she was bawling when they got to that song and she just said hearing the fans next to her singing along to it and just seeing the artist actually in person singing them and she's so I think you got to get the waterproof mascara. You got to go waterproof that day,
Yes,
Sophia, when you go.
for sure. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine how that would feel. I really hope that someday soon I'll be able
Well,
to
they're all
experience
coming.
that.
Yeah, we just had TXC just came to Oakland like last weekend. So, we're recording in May, so they're coming around. So these guys are all coming to the States. So I think it's coming to a town near you.
I know, I hope so. I gotta call up my publisher and be like, yo,
Yo, can I get
get
some
me there.
VIP?
Sweet homie.
Yeah, I know, I know. Hey, let's talk a little bit about some songs actually now. So I'm going to give you some Spotify numbers. So these are just probably mostly America, but if you added up all of the streamers together, these numbers would be way, way bigger. So you co-wrote Summer Night for Girls' Generation, only 3.5 million listens on Spotify.
Oh no.
Can you imagine, like, imagining a stadium? There's no stadium that can hold 3 million, but can you imagine 3 million people listening to your songs? That's pretty cool.
That, I mean, I don't even, it's like very, I don't know what I'm saying here.
Those numbers, I mean, no, they're huge. These numbers are, I can imagine. All right, let me give you another number. They're going to get bigger and bigger, so hold on to your hat here. So You Get Me by Twice, 8 million downloads. Way Home by TXT, 24 million downloads on Spotify only. You ready for Sugar Rush Ride?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay, so TXT Sugar Rush Ride was that 2023? I think
I
just last year.
think so. Yes. Yes.
174 million downloads just on Spotify. So they're probably like a billion downloads worldwide. Isn't that crazy
Oh
that your
yeah,
name's on that song?
it's like actually like astronomical. I can't even wrap my head around it.
Yeah. So I heard that you are actually on Sugar Rush Ride's recording as backup vocals.
Yes, 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 yes. I know that was a
That's very
pleasure.
cool. So you sent it over to them and they just liked it so much they go, let's keep that girl on too.
Yeah, they actually okay, so they actually asked me to record those backup vocals after like the TXT members had recorded. And it was so funny because I don't speak Korean or Japanese, but I had to record in both those languages.
Oh, wow.
It was really, really, really fun. They like really like wrote like they totally romanized the pronunciations, like dumbed it down for me because I was just like, oh no, hopefully I can
Yeah,
execute this well. But yeah, it was really, really fun. And like hearing my voice on the track is like freaky even now. I'm just like, oh my God,
that's
that's me.
cool. Yeah.
I can feel 거부할 수가 없어 달콤한 그 devilish smile 능숙해 재밌게 내 문을 열어 어떻게 작별이 보여 The devil said
All right, so everyone out there, if you listen very carefully to TXT Sugar Rush Ride, you can hear Sophia K in the background. Nice, nice. And then, so that song totally blew up. Billboard's Top 200. I think it reached number one at one point in digital sales for whatever week that was.
Yeah,
MTV, you got an MTV
I
Video
know.
Music Award. Push Performance of the Year 2023.
Yeah, it's
Man.
really surreal.
So do you remember the first time you heard it when it was released?
That was like so insane. Like I had trouble even like just comprehending that it was happening. Like it was just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so surreal. It was the first time I wrote a title track for a group, and like that's always like
Hmm.
that's the big deal because that has the most. It's like has the music video, and I swear like I turned on the music video in this room with that TV.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh my goodness, like it has choreography and oh my God, the costumes and everything. I was like, oh my goodness, this is not happening right now. Yeah, but it was. So
How many times in a row did you watch it?
I feel like not as much as one would think, but
Oh, okay.
I watched it. I watched it like maybe 3 times or something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, the music video was gorgeous. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's such a cool story. Well, you're in the book, so you know they can never take that away from you. You're on the track. Your name's there. That's pretty cool. And so more coming. I'm presuming you can't talk about it for confidentiality
Yeah,
reasons, but got some more coming in the future.
there are more coming in the future for sure.
All right, stay
Oh,
tuned.
well, actually,
And
there's one that's coming out June 14th. Um,
okay,
I co-wrote a Nyan track for her second mini album.
wow.
It's called Count It. So stay tuned, guys.
For Nyan, she's definitely someone to watch too, man. She's like, I think she was the first Korean solo artist, or maybe Korean woman solo artist to reach Billboard's top 10. I think in debut.
Wow, that's
So
incredible.
go Nyan, you go
Oh
Nyan.
no.
Nah, she's great too, man. It's kind of cool to have your name mentioned in the same breath as some of these stars. It's like,
Yeah, for sure. I've been loving the teaser posts because her outfits are just like
yeah,
so amazing.
yeah.
Like Slay Queen.
Meanwhile, back in Canada, you've been writing your own songs and producing your own songs for several years now, huh?
Yes, it's been I started putting out my music for my artist project when I was 15. So yeah, it's been
Oh, wow, wow. And super fun. I've had you on repeat. To be honest, I've had you on repeat. Super listenable, but if you listen, so you can kind of have it in the background, you know, it's kind of bopping around. But if you listen to the lyrics, you realize you're telling stories and you're
oh,
sharing some deep things. So yeah,
thank
really
you.
fun
Thank
stuff. Oh, my pleasure. Well, what's your process for writing your own songs? Do you do lyrics first, or are you more of a melody first? What are you?
I feel like it's kind of the same as like the K-pop songwriting in a way where it happens in many different ways. I think when I'm writing for myself, it happens differently every time, and I think that's why it's I just never get bored of it. I can say like let's say for a song like Starburst, that came about after I finished watching this anime called Banana Fish, and it's a very like a tragic story, and I was so upset about the ending because no spoilers, I guess. But a specific character dies, and I was like,
Uh,
oh, no, this isn't happening. And I was like, I need to cope. And what do I do to soothe myself? I write songs.
let's write a song. Yeah.
Let me just do that. And it kind of, I wrote it on the piano because I have a little keyboard in my room. And so, yeah, so that it kind of came to fruition kind of all at the same time. It was just like more like emotions driven. And I really wanted to get this story across. And I was like, let's just do it. And I did kind of have like, I have like some chord progressions that I definitely lean more towards, like with my own songs.
Hmm.
And I just started playing and experimenting with different chords and ended up writing that song that night.
Are you constantly writing? Like when you're on the subway or when you're in class, are you tapping out melodies? Are you hearing things in your head, writing poems?
Honestly, like, yes. Like, oftentimes, like, I'm just sitting. I mean, I'm always singing, um, doing anything. I'm just always singing either songs that I'm writing or just like other people's songs that I'm loving listening to. So it's always very a musical time for me all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Um,
I imagine.
so yeah, it's definitely, yeah, it's fun. It's a lifestyle.
How about do you have like a file, like a journal, or how do you keep track? Like you must have
Yeah.
close to 100 songs by now, just
No,
sitting
I do.
around.
I have over 100 songs that I've written. Yeah, I have the Notes app and trusty
Mm,
old Notes app, and I have a folder called.
in
Let me
progress.
see. Let me see. Yeah, like in progress or something. What does it say? It's like, oh, it's just called Song Ideas, and there are
Oh.
471 notes in
Oh
there
man.
of songs.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Some of them may never see the light of day, but
Yeah.
once in a while.
Some of them might not, but hopefully most of them
Okay.
do.
Yeah. Hey, can we talk about some of them that have seen the light of day?
Of course.
All right. So I have one I want to talk about, but so I think we talked about maybe talking about a new song, but do you have one of your release songs that you would want to talk about for a minute?
Yeah, of course.
Which one would you pick if you had to pick one song to kind of break down?
I might. Okay, maybe I'll go with like Foo.
That's what I was gonna
Oh,
pick.
really?
I had questions. I had questions for you.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay, so who is Fu?
Oh, that's a great question. Um, okay. So Foo, first of all, is a Japanese girl's name. So I love that name. I think it's really pretty. And I was like, let me write a song with this name. I remember I wrote that song when I was 15 and I wrote it up in my room. It was a sunny day out, hence how the sunny vibe of the
Mm,
song.
mm-hmm.
And I wrote it on the guitar. So Fu is kind of, I like to think of her as like the embodiment of summer and like just like everything that's nice and wonderful. But it also, Fu is more like a symbol, like for friendship, for soulmates, for love. Like it's just like a kind of just like this wonderful um persona or idea that's like,
Yeah. Can we listen to a little bit?
of course.
You never drop a single grain of rice. You call me short, but we're about the same size. I love it when the sunlight hits your eyes. They sparkle gold. That's what you are to me. I wish I was more like you. I wish I was more like you. Sometimes you find something that lasts forever. And you and I, my love, we're tied together with a ribbon.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely getting summer vibes.
Definitely summer vibes. I think with this song, it's definitely, I feel like the key word for the song is like soulmate,
Hmm.
and finding that person that's like perfect for you and like just knows you so well and understands you for you and everything you are and all your flaws and like all of your great parts and just like everything and kind of just finding this sense of peace in their presence. Yeah, it's really wholesome.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
always makes me really happy when I listen to it.
Super fun. All right, so you were saying that you have an up and coming track. Now, we're in May right now, but this episode probably won't drop until June. But you have something to announce to your fans, something new coming?
I do. So my song Reinvent the Dead is coming out very soon. I'm going to announce the date very soon. So please expect that song to come out soon.
Yeah, I'll drop your Instagram handle so people can follow your Instagram. That's probably the most up to date source of
Yeah,
information.
definitely. That's like, yeah, definitely Instagram.
Okay. All right. But hey, can we take a quick little listen to it?
Of course.
All right. So this is Reinvent the Dead by Sophia K.
A flower or two to light up the tomb. And you and I will be recorded in paintings. Commanders of the stars, the gods will be waiting. Remember when you said you'd stay here forever? In stories told, our love will go on. Our laughter will live in the trees forever. Even after the world explodes, our love will go on. I'm tired of feeling all the stress, so burn it all. Reinvent the dead. Yeah.
So yeah, that sounds like a song. I can envision myself on a road trip driving down Highway 1 with the surf to my right and the forest to my left. It's such an airy, fun song, but the subject matter sounds a little deep. You want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah. Well, basically, in short, I was like for a week or two having this like existential crisis about death.
Oh no.
I was suddenly like really in despair about the fact that I was gonna die
Mm,
day. And I was like, what do I do? We're all like gonna reach our inevitable doom. What do I do? So it was like pretty
oh,
intense. And I was like, okay, well, what do I do best in times like this? I write songs.
right.
So another time when music saved my life, I was like, let me write a song about this. And I did. And I basically just took a spin on the concept of death as not something to be feared or to dread, but something to celebrate because death is a part of life and life is a
Hmm.
part of death. And they go hand in hand. And just I kind of just wrote it to make myself feel better. I guess
Yeah, yeah.
the idea of like love transcending death and like that's just really comforting to me.
Yeah. That's such a great gift you have. Like whenever you're thinking too much or stressed out, it's like, hey, well, I can write a song about this at least. At
Yes,
least you have that outlet.
exactly.
Oh man. So cool. So Sophia's got new stuff coming out all the time. So I'll drop your Instagram handle in the show notes so people can find you and see what's going on. But yeah, we don't know what's next. It might be Korean, might be Canadian. We'll see what's coming out from Sophia. So
We'll
super fun
see.
stuff.
We'll see
You
what's
never know. You never know. Maybe a Chinese song. Who knows? Who knows?
yeah, who knows?
All right, Sophia, you have survived our difficult questions. Are you ready for our lightning round?
I'm so excited.
All right, let's do this. You can check your phone or you can go from memory. What were the last 3 songs you played on your phone?
Okay, I just pulled up Spotify.
Uh huh.
The last song I was listening to was The Last Great American Dynasty by Taylor Swift.
Uh huh.
Let me see what was before that. Before that was The Perfect Pair by Biba Doobie.
Biba doobie.
And then whoop, and then the third last song. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, that absolutely makes sense. Yeah.
Third last song was Amoeba by Clairo.
Wow. So you got wide taste there. You go British, you'll go Korean, you'll go wherever. Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere.
All right. What's your favorite line from a song? It could be one of your songs. It could be someone else's song,
A favorite line from one of my songs.
or it could be someone
Favorite
else's
line.
song.
Oh,
Any line.
it's just a
Yeah.
favorite line. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's so hard.
There's too many. Yeah.
So hard. That's like even harder than what's your favorite song?
I know, right?
I already struggle with that question.
You gotta dig deep.
Okay, let me see here. It's definitely gonna be like a Taylor Swift line.
Uh
This is so hard.
huh.
Oh, okay. Well, one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs ever is Ivy.
hmm
And I just feel like the lyrics in that song are just so, so beautiful and they tell like such
Mm,
awesome like story.
yeah.
Green Limo, Stony Ivy Girls. Oh, I love the imagery of like Ivy on a house, like she literally is such a mastermind. Pun intended, because she has a song called Mastermind. But
hmm
I can't stop you putting roots in my dreamland. My house of stone, your ivy grows, and now I'm covered in you. I love
Ah,
the line so much. I lose, I'm
yes.
like, oh my God,
That's
goosebumps.
what she does, right? That's what she does. She takes something simple, makes it deep, makes it relatable. Like she's just she is a mastermind. Yeah, she's so good at
Yeah.
that.
Do you mind if I give a favorite line of one of my songs?
Sure. Yeah. No, please.
Okay. Um, I feel like just to keep it easy, I love the line, the pre-chorus lyrics of Foo, when I'm like, you never drop a single grain of rice. You call me short, but we're about the same size. I love it when the sunlight hits your eyes. They sparkle gold. That's what you are to me.
Yeah. I would have picked that too of that song. The when you talk about how short she is and how
And short
short
I
you
am.
are.
And we're just like, yeah, two peas in a
That's
pod.
cool. That's cool. That's cool. All right, I'm gonna give you a scenario, and you can pick one of your songs, or you can pick any song in the world. All right, what song would you blast if you're working out?
Whoa. Okay, that's a really great question. There's one song that's so good that I've been listening to recently. It's called Murder on the Dance Floor. Like,
Hmm.
it's murder on the dance floor, but you better not kill the man, or something like that. It's so good.
Uh huh.
It's like so like energetic. So probably
Get you
that one.
bopping. All right. What song would you play after a breakup?
Oh, goodness.
Now, could be a happy song. I don't know the
I know it
situation here.
could be like that song, Shout Out to My Ex. Like that song. Um,
Yeah.
no, not that one. I feel like I would get really in my feels. So I would
Uh
have to
huh.
like, okay, I have a pretty good playlist about this. Maybe, you know what song slays for that? Okay, because it depends on the situation. Have I been wronged by this person, or is it like,
You pick. You
no?
choose.
Okay, if this is for if I was wronged by this person, Evil by Melanie Martinez
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
is such a great, like,
Yeah.
unapologetic, like,
Yeah.
breakup anthem. It's so good.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Now, this is another hard one for you, I bet, for all singers out there. What's your go to karaoke song?
Oh, okay. Probably like a Whitney Houston song, because like I
Really?
love Whitney Houston,
Uh
and
huh.
I I remember one time I was with my friends and I attempted that song. Is like I am nothing,
Yeah. Yeah. If I don't have you or
nothing.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, if I don't have you or something, that
Wow.
one slays. Or also like I want to dance with somebody who loves me. That song.
That's a fun
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
so good.
But see, yeah, you see, the thing is, you can sing, so you can pick these songs. I don't think most people can do a Whitney song.
I definitely can't hit like all of the high notes, but I try my
Oh
best.
man,
I try my best.
what a pure talent. Oh, Whitney, why?
Oh
Ah,
yeah.
oh
You
man.
know, I watched her rendition of the national anthem for the Super Bowl
Hmm.
like 20 times last week because like it's
Hmm.
just so, don't even get me started. Like I will go
I know.
but
I
her,
know.
she was just like an unbelievable talent. Okay, anyway.
She was. Yeah. All right, and we like to end by asking our guests who their infatuation is. Infatuation is anyone in the Asian community, living or deceased, that you admire. It could be someone you know or someone you admire from afar. So, Sophia K, who is your infatuation?
Gojo Satoru.
Oh,
Wait, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Um, um, well, I'll stick to like real life people. Um,
okay.
um, Ryuichi Sakamoto,
Mm-hmm.
because he was a genius, just a musical genius. And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I grew up listening to his music, especially like Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, so
Yeah.
he
Ye-
has a permanent place in my heart.
Well, Sophia, today you are our infatuation. Thank you so much for
Oh,
coming on with us.
oh, of course. Thank you so much for having me. It was such
Oh,
a
it's
pleasure.
Oh, it's so fun. Yeah. All right. So everyone out there, you can follow Sophia at Sophia with two A's,
Yes.
Kay. And you can find her on YouTube as well. And what else you're on? You're obviously on Spotify and other places
I'm
like that.
on all streaming services.
She is all the socials. She's out there. And as I mentioned, you can always write to us at infatuationpodcast@gmail.com and give us a follow over at Instagram and Facebook at Infatuation Podcast. I will type all these out in the show notes so you don't have to look them up. And so on behalf of Sophia and myself, we hope that you're all happy, healthy, and safe out there. We'll talk to you again soon, everyone. Bye.
Bye.